New video. Today we are going over Generation 2. The Hell Cave Johto B to live in. But yeah, basically going over the entire deck of Johto. The entirety of the Hell Cave it would be to live in. First of all, Chikorita. We will be going over the town map after we do Pokemon. A sleep aroma gently from the leaf on its head. It is docile and loves to soak up the sun ray. It pleasantly arose leaves have the ability to check the humidity and temperature. It loves to bask in sunlight, using the leaf on its head to seek out warm places. Okay. Not dangerous. Something should get certainly more dangerous. The scent of spices comes from around the neck. Somehow sniffing it wants you. Sniffing it makes you want to fight. Okay, so it's more dangerous. So attack a spicy aroma emanates from around its neck. The aroma acts as a stimulant to restore health. Okay. The scent that wafts from the leaves on its neck causes anyone who smells it to become energetic. Okay. Meganium. Right. The aroma that rises from its petals contains a substance that calms aggressive feelings. Okay, so it can be used in hospitals and like prisons. Meganium's breath has the power to revive dead grass and plants. It can also make them healthy again. Okay, so we also have a climate change thing. We have a climate change perk. Climate change. Anyone who can revive forests, not possibly, from wildfires. Anyone who stands beside it becomes worse, becomes refreshed, just as if they were relaxing in a sunny forest. Okay. Interesting. Not dangerous. Honestly, favorite. Bailey's not dangerous. Bailey can be somewhat dangerous, go like to fight people, but Meganium is actually pretty helpful. Cyndaquil. The Pokemon that is still the same as Charmander and the entire Charmander line. Yeah, but I have a lot more deck entry to go up. It is timid and always curls itself in a ball. If attacked, it flares up its back for protection. Okay. Go has a hot back. A very warm. It has a very hot back. Okay. It usually stays hunched over. If it is angry or surprised, it shoots flame out from its back. Okay. The fire that spouts from its back burns hottest when it is angry. The flaring thing intimidate fall. Wait, don't tell me this thing has intimidate. Please don't tell me. Oh my god, thank god. If that had intimidate, I would have been so basically laughed a lot. Right. Let's get to this. Yeah. Be careful. If it turns its back during battle, it means that it will attack with the fire on its back. The Pokemon is fully covered by non-flammable fur. It can withstand any kind of fire attack. Before battle, it turns its back on its opponent to demonstrate how fiercely its fire boiling them. So this entire line is just talking about their backs. That's funny. Right. Okay. Typhlosion. Powerful looking. If its rage peaks, it becomes so hot that anything that touches it will instantly go up in flames. Then the secret devastating move, it rubs its blazing fur together to cause huge explosions. Next time I get a Cyndaquil, I'm naming it Bakugo. When heat from its body causes the air around it to shimmer with a sign that it is ready to battle. Okay, so it's an aggressive Pokemon. Look aggressive. I don't know if they're saying that aggressive or it likes to battle. But also, that explosion move's kinda dangerous. Like, so this thing could cause wildfire. If it suddenly lands in a forest, it's not like Charmander where they like to live in hot places. I like to live in hot places. No, this straight up is like, oh hey, I'm ready to kill you. I'm just ready to go anywhere. And like set forest up, explode stuff. Yeah, no, I'm ready to do that. Oh God. I don't think anyone's ready for that. Right. Okay. Right. Its well-developed jaws are powerful and capable of crushing anything. Even its trainer must be careful. Okay, so it's a dangerous Pokemon. It is small but rough and tough. It won't hesitate to bite out anything that moves. So it's dangerous. These rough critters jump at any moving object. Turning your back on it is not recommended. Okay, so look at a dangerous mon. Look at a dangerous Pokemon. If it loses a fang, a new one will grow back in its place. There are always 48 fangs lining its mouth. It opens its huge jaw wide when attacking. If it loses any fangs while biting, they grow back in. They grow back in. The tips of its fangs are slanted backward. Once the fangs clamp, the prey has no hope of escape. So the predator. Let's read for alligators. And go to seem dangerous. Well, put it out. More dangerous than crocodile. I don't know why I haven't. I don't know why I don't ever remember crocodile. When it bites with its massive and powerful jaws, it takes its head and savagely tears its victim up. God, if I were attacked by that, I would be dead. You're saying anything that attacked by it, except for grass type or anything that kills water, will basically be wrecked by it. It is hard for it to support its own weight out of water. So it gets down on all fours, but it moves fast. Okay. So basically, it's very fast in water, slow on land. So it basically has to go down on all four legs just to move faster. Although it has a massive body, its powerful hind legs enable it to move quickly even on the ground. I don't want to encounter that. Okay, Pidgey's right. See, the only thing that changes here is that basically, I'm allowed to read Generation 1 and Generation 2 like one. A common sight in forest and woods. It flaps its wings at the ground to kick up blinding shadows. That again, could go blind. It usually hides in tall grass because it dislikes fighting. It protects itself by kicking up sand. Common in grassy areas and forests, it is very docile and will chase off enemies by flapping up sound. Same thing. It rapidly flaps its wings in the grass, stirring up a dust cloud that drives insect prey out into the open. Oh, so it can be a predator for insects. Oh yeah. Look out, predator. Alright. Very protective of its sprawling territorial area. This Pokemon will fiercely peck at any intruder. It has outstanding vision. However, high it flees. It is able to distinguish the movement of its prey. It immobilizes its prey using well-developed claws, then carrying the prey more than 16 miles to its nest. Okay, so predator. Very well, good one. Math improvement. It slowly flies in a circular pattern, all while keeping a sharp lookout for prey. Okay. We had Johto, the original bird. When hunting, it skims the surface of the water at high speed to pick off unwarned or prey, such as Magikarp. So hunts Magikarp. Its well-developed chest muscles make it strong enough to whip up gusty windstorm just a few laps. Okay, let's see your stats. You're below average. You're literally average. Silver. Okay. It spreads its beautiful wings wide to frighten its enemies. It can fly at Mach 2. Okay. Its outstanding vision allows it to spot splashing Magikarp even while flying at 3,000 feet per second. Okay. So it's a fast little boy. It's a fast boy. Fast little boy. Right. Spearow. Each bug in grassy areas, it has to flap its short wings at high speed to stay airborne. It flaps its short wings to flush out insects from the tall grass. It then plucks them with its stubby beak. Very protective of its territory. It flaps its short wings boldly to dart around at high speed. To protect its territory, it flying around easily, making high-pitched cries. Okay. For backup. Oh, not knocked out yet. No, not you yet. Alright. With its huge and magnificent wings, it can keep aloft without ever having to land for rest. A Pokemon that dates back many years. It shoots itself suddenly high into the sky, then plummets down in one fell swoop to strike its prey. It cleverly uses its thin, long beak to pluck and eat small insects that hide under the ground. It uses its long beak to attach. It has surprisingly long reach. It must be treated with caution. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to go for a few seconds. I'll edit this out of the video. Right. Okay, I'm back, you guys. Right, not the regional bird Pokemon. It always stands on one foot. It changes feet so fast the movement can barely be seen. It has perfect sense of time. Whatever happens, it keeps rhythm by practically tilting its head in time. It begins to hoot at the same time every day. Some trainers use them in place of clocks. Okay. Noctowl. Ash's bird. Shiny bird. Its eyes are specially adapted. They concrete even faint light and enable it to see in the dark. When it needs to think, it rotates its head 180 degrees to sharpen its intellectual power. Its extremely soft feathers make no sound in flight. It slightly sneaks up on prey without being detected. Okay, so it's a fat boy. That's no in-depth entry to read. You want me to check something? Is Ash's shiny Noctowl even remotely accurate? I don't think the shiny version. Oh wait, his shiny Noctowl is accurate. And shiny have been dating back to all the way since Generation 2. Right, Rattata. Like anything when it attacks, small and very quick, and it comes like many places. It eats anything, wherever food is available. It will settle down and produce offspring continuously. Living wherever there is food available, it usually scavenge for edible and will the entire day. In Pokemon, impressive vitality allows it to live anywhere. It also multiplies very quickly. Okay, so it can reproduce very quickly. Eradicate. It uses equipment to maintain its balance. Slowly slows down if they are cut off. Gnaws on anything with its tough fangs. It can even topple concrete buildings by gnawing on them. That's pretty dangerous. Its liquor helps it to maintain balance. Its fangs never stop growing, so it gnaws to pare them down. The webs on its hind legs enable it to cross rivers, searching wide areas of food. Centret. Uncle Fur is a massive boy, a very cautious Pokemon. It raises itself up using its tail to get a better view of its surroundings. It stands on its tail so it can see a long way. If it spots an enemy, it cries loudly to warn its kind. When acting as a lookout, it warns others of danger by screeching and hitting at the ground with its tail. Okay, let's get the furry. Also, Fur is a big boy. Fur is 5'11", like 1.8 meters long. That's big. Check out MNJTV's video. I'll most likely link it in the description. That is freaking massive. Do I have to explain how massive that is? How big that is? Like basically it's Pokemon sizes. He talked about how Pokemon sizes work. And unlike very unlikely Pokemon sizes, shocking ones, and Fur it was on a glitch. Okay, enough ranting, let's go. It makes a nest to suit its long and skinny body. The nest is impossible for other Pokemon to enter. There is no telling where the tail begins despite its short legs. It is quick at hunting Rattata. Okay, so it hunts Rattata. It lives in narrow burrows that fit its slim body. The deeper the nest goes, the more may likely become. Okay. Okay. Pichu, baby Pikachu. It is not skilled enough at storing electricity. It may get a jolt if amused or startled. Despite its small size, it can zap even adult humans. However, it does also surprise itself. It is unskilled at storing electric power. Any kind of shock can cause it to discharge energy spontaneously. Okay. Tell that to when you literally evolve into a Pikachu. And basically can cause thunderstorms now. Yay! Killed us all. Right, Pikachu. Pika. When these Pokemon gather their electricity to build and cause lightning storms. This intelligent Pokemon roast hard berries with electricity to make them tender enough to eat. It raises its tail to check its surroundings. The tail is somewhat struck by lightning in this pose. When it is angered, it immediately discharges energy stored in the pouches in its cheek. So it stores electricity in its cheek. Raichu. Pikachu, but bigger. Also, I'll take a little in Raichu any day of the week. Its long tail serves as a ground to protect itself from its own high voltage. When its electricity builds, its muscles are stimulated and it becomes more aggressive than usual. If the electric pouches in its cheek become fully charged, both ears will stand straight up. If its electric pouches run empty, it rings until the gap from the atmosphere. Caterpie. Its short feet are tipped and instruction pack that enable it to tirelessly climb slopes and walls. For protecting it using a horrible stench from the antenna on its head to drive away enemies. Its feet have suction cups designed to stick any surface. It technically I'm not even gonna say it. Climbs trees to forage. It crawls into foliage where it can camouflage itself among the leaves that are the same color as its body. This Pokemon is vulnerable to attack while its shell is soft, exposing its weak and tender body, hardening its shell to protect itself. However, there are large impact may cause it inside the shell if it is soft and weak as it prepares to evolve, stays motionless in the shell. It prepares for evolution by hardening its shell as much as possible to protect its soft body. This is a pre-evolved form. At this stage, it can only harden, so it remains motionless to avoid attack. Yeah. Butterfree. In battle, it flaps its wings at high speed to release honey toxic dust into the air. It collects honey every day. It rubs honey onto the hairs on its legs to carry it back to the to its nest. Water repellent powder on its wings enable it to collect honey, even in the heaviest of rain. It flips from flower to flower, collecting honey. It can even identify distant flowers in bloom. Okay. Later. Often found in the forest, it eats leaves and a very sharp, venomous stinger on its head. Its poison stinger is very powerful. Its bright-colored body is intended to warn off its enemy. Attacking using inch poison bob on its head. It can usually be found under the leaves it eats. The bob on top of its head, it creates a strong poison, using this toxic bob to protect itself. Okay? Beetle. flying at high speed and giving a large venomous stinger on its foreleg and tail. It can take down any opponent with its powerful poison stinger, sometimes attack in swarms. Then 3 poison barbs. The barbs on its tail create the most powerful poison. It uses sharp poisonous stinger to sting to defeat prey. It can take the victim back to its nest for food. Ladybug. It is very timid. It will be afraid to move if it is alone, but it will be active if it isn't in a group. If it is in a group, I mean. When the weather turns cold, lots of ladybugs gather everywhere to cluster and keep each other warm. It is a timid and clustered together with others. The food secreted by feet indicates its location. Ladian. When the stars flicker in the night sky, it's floating about, scattering a glowing powder. The star patterns on its background, larger or small, depending on the number of stars in the night sky. In the daytime, when it gets warm, it curls up inside a big leaf and drifts off into a deep slumber. Okay. Frank. It lies still in the same pose for days in its web, waiting for unsuspecting prey to wander close. It spins in the web using fine but durable thread. It then waits patiently for prey to be trapped. If prey becomes ensnared in its nest of long string, it waits motionlessly until it becomes dark. Okay. Geodude. Found in fields and mountains, mistaking them for boulders. People often step or trip on them. Gold. Most people may not notice, but a closer look should reveal that there are many Geodude around. It uses its arm to steadily climb steep mountain paths. It swings its fists around if angered. Proud of their sturdy bodies, they bash against each other in a contest to prove who is harder. Graveler. Rolls down slopes to move. It rolls over any obstacle without slowing or changing its direction. With a free and uncaring nature, it doesn't mind if pieces break off while it rolls down mountains. A slow walker, it rolls to move. It pays no attention to any object that happens to be in its path. It travels by rolling on mountain paths. If it gains too much speed, it stops by running into huge rocks. Okay. Golem. Okay, red. Its boulder-like body is extremely hard. It can easily withstand dynamite blast without damage. It sheds its skin once a year. The discarded shell immediately hardens and crumbles away. It is capable of blowing itself up. It uses its explosive force to jump from mountain to mountain. Its rock-like body is so durable, even high-powered dynamite blocks fail to scratch its rugged hide. Okay. Goodbye. Form colonies in potentially dark places. Uses ultrasonic waves to identify and approach targets. While flying, it constantly emits ultrasonic waves from its mouth to check its surroundings. Capable of flying safely in dark places, it emits ultrasonic cries to check for any obstacles. During the day, it gathers with other and hangs from the ceiling of old buildings and caves. Time for Crobat, or Golbat. Once it strikes, it will not stop draining energy from the victim, even if it gets too heavy to fly. However hard the victim's hide might be, it punctures with sharp fangs and gorges itself with blood. It can drink more than 10 ounces of blood at once. If it has too much, it gets heavy and flies clumsily. When it plunges its fangs into its prey, it constantly draws and gulps down more than 10 ounces of blood. So basically the vampire Pokemon. If it's a bat, I'm going to be angry. It should be a vampire, not a bat. Oh, Crobat's an amazing Pokemon. It flies so silently through the dark on its four wings that it may not be noticed even when nearby. The development of wings on its legs enable it to fly fast, but also make it tough to stop and rest. As a result of its pursuit of faster yet more silent flight, a new set of wings grew on its hind legs. Cleffa. Because of its unusual star-like, I'm not going to attempt to say that, people believe that it became here on a meteor. When numerous meteors illuminate the night sky, sightings of Cleffa strangely increase. If the impact site of a meteorite is found, this Pokemon is certain to be within the area. Immediate area. Clefairy. Clefairy. If magical and cute appeal has many admirers, it is rare and often found in certain areas. You mean meteorites. The moonlight that it stores in its wings on its back apparently give it the ability to float in midair. Its adorable behavior and cry make it highly popular. However, this cute Pokemon is rarely found. Though rarely seen, it becomes easier to spot for some reason on the night of a full moon. A timid fairy Pokemon that is rarely seen, it will run and hide the moment it encounters people. With its acute hearing, it can pick up sounds from far away. It usually hides in quiet places. It's very sensitive ears that it distinguishes distant sounds. As a result, prefer of quiet places. Tend to live in quiet, remote mountains. This type of fairy Pokemon has strong aversion to being seen. Aversion, I don't know what that. Igglytuff. You literally look ugly. Well, Sprite does not the actual Pokemon. Heck, it's not even cute. It just looks like a soulless Pokemon. It has a very soft body. If it starts to roll up, it will bounce all over and be impossible to stop. Extremely flexible and elastic body make it bounce continuously anytime, wherever. Instead of walking with its short legs, it moves around by bouncing on its soft, tender body. Its huge eyes light up. It sings a mysteriously soothing melody that lulls its enemies to sleep. If it is asleep to sing a lullaby, it can perform a longer and cause sure drowsiness in its audience. Looking into its cute, round eyes can cause it to sing relaxing melody and teasing its enemies to sleep. It rolls its cute eyes as it sings a soothing lullaby. Its gentle song puts anyone who hears it to sleep. Right. I think the generation would definitely got that round ball on its head around it. Togepi. I thought Togepi was the anime started in Generation 2. Right. The shell seems to be filled with joy. It is said that it will share good luck when treated kindly. A proverb claims that happiness will come from anyone who can make a sleeping Togepi stand up. It is considered to be a symbol of good luck. Its shell is said to be filled with happiness. Togetic. Alright, okay. They say that it will appear before kind-hearted, caring people and shower them with happiness. It grows spirited if it is not with kind people. It can float in midair without moving its wings. Although it does not flap its wings very much, it can stay up in the air as it tags along with its after its trainer. Sandshrew. It burrows deep underground and arid location far from water. It only emerges to hunt for food. Okay. If it fell from a great height, the Pokemon could save itself by rolling into a ball and bouncing. Just like water, it lives in deep burrows and arid areas. It can roll itself instantly into a ball. Prefers dry sandy places because it uses the sand to protect itself from threatened. Okay, that's like ground. Curled up into a spiny ball when threatened. It can roll while curled up to attack or escape. It is skilled at slashing enemies with its claw. If broken, they start to grow back in a day. In an attempt to hide itself, it will run around at top speed to kick up a blinding dust storm. If it digs at an incredible pace, it may not snap off its spike and crawl. It will grow back in a day. Adept at climbing trees, it rolls into a spiny ball, then attacks its enemies from above. I've read so many of these. This silently and stealthily eats the eggs of birds such as pigeons, sparrow, hoe. It can freely detach its jaws to swallow larger prey whole. It can become too heavy to move, however, it always hides in grass when first born. It has no poison, so its bite is painful but harmless. It flutters the tip of its tongue to seek the scent of prey, then swallows the prey whole. It is rumored that the ferocious warning markings on its belly differ from area to area. The frightening patterns on it. Okay, right there. Transfixing prey with the face-like pattern on its belly. It bites and poisons the frightened victim. With a very vengeful nature, it will not give up all the chase, no matter how far once it targets its prey. To intimidate foes, the spread to chest wide and make eerie sound by expelling air from its mouth. Dunbar. When bodiless Pokemon escapes backward by furiously boring into the ground with its tail. If spotted, it escapes by burrowing with its tail. It can float just slightly using its wings. It hides deep inside caves where no light reaches it and remains virtually motionless there. Marie. If static electricity builds in its body, fully doubles in volume, touching it will shock you. It fleas grows continuously in the summer. The fleece is fully shed, but it grows back in a week. It stores lots of air in its soft fur, allowing it to stay cool in summer and warm in winter. tail tip shines brightly and can be seen from far away. It acts as a beacon for lost people. The bright light on its tail can be seen far away. It has been treasured since ancient times as a beacon. When it gets dark, the light from its bright, shiny tail can be seen from far away on the ocean surface. Okay, Weeper! Weeper! This Pokemon lives in cold air. It will leave the water to search for food when it gets cold outside. When it walks around on the ground, it coats its body with a slimy poisonous film. A mucous membrane covers its body, touching the barehanded. It will cause a shooting pain. Quagsire. This carefree Pokemon has an easygoing nature. While swimming, it always bumps into both holes. Due to its relaxed and carefree attitude, it often bumps its head on boulders and both holes as it swims. Its body is always slimy. It often bangs its head on the river bottom as it swims, but it seems to not care. Ghastly. Almost invisible, this Gatian Pokemon cloaks the target and puts it to sleep without notice. With its gas-like body, it can sneak into any place it desires. However, it can be blown away by wind. Its thin body is made of gas, can envelop an opponent of any size, and can cause suffocation. It walks an opponent in its gas-like body, slightly weakening its prey by poisoning it through the skin. Alright. Because of its ability to slip through block walls, it is said to be from another dimension. In total darkness, when nothing is invisible, Hunter lurks silently, stalking its next victim. Its tongue is made of gas. If licked, the victim starts shaking constantly until death eventually comes. It hides in the dark, planning to take the life of the next moving thing that wanders close by. Mega Gengar, right now. Gengar now. Sorry. Always fun looking at that. Wait. Red and blue. Under a full moon, this Pokemon likes to mimic the shadow of people and laugh at their fright. It steals heat from its surrounding. If you feel something chill, it is certain that a Gengar appeared. To steal the life of its target, it slips into the prey's shadow and silently waits for an opportunity. Hiding in the shadows at night, it absorbs their heat. The chill it causes to make victims shake. Oh no! Symbol Pokemon. The shape looked like hieroglyphics on ancient tablets. It is said that the two are somehow related. Its flat, thin body is always stuck on the wall. Its shape appears to have some meaning. Because different types of unknown exist, it is said that they must have a variety of abilities. As it grows, the stone portions of its body harden and become similar to a diamond but colored black. It twists and squirms through the ground, and thunderous rolls of its tunneling echoes along the way. It rapidly bores through the ground at 50 miles per hour by squirming and twisting its massive rugged body. As it digs through the ground, it absorbs many hard objects. This is what makes its body so solid. Steelix. The Mega Steelix. Its body is compressed deep under the ground. It is even harder than a diamond. It is said that if an onyx lives for over 100 years, its compound changes to be diamond-like. The many small metal particles that cover this Pokemon body reflect bright light as well. Right, how many deck entries am I going to read? Oh no. Sleeping Bell. It spits out poison powder to immobilize the enemy, and Glenn finishes it with a spray of acid. Even though it is filled with acid, it does not melt because it also uses a neutralizing fluid. If its prey is bigger than its mouth, it slices up the victim with large leaves and then eats every morsel. When it's hungry, it swings a razor-sharp leaf, slicing up an unlucky object nearby for food. Oh yeah, I forgot about Bell's Breath. A carnivorous Pokemon carnivorous, that traps and eats bugs. It uses its root feet to soak up needed moisture. Even though its body is extremely skinny, it is blindingly fast. When catching prey, it's prey. I'm not even going to bother reading the crystal anymore, because that will just save time. And knowing how many freaking decades I have to basically read, I can kind of see why I'm not reading them. It plants its feet deep underground to replenish water. It can't escape its enemy while it's rooted. Victory Bell. Cats live in huge colonies deep in the jungle. Oh no one has ever returned from there. Acid that has dissolved many prey become sweet and make it more effective at attracting prey. This horrifying plant Pokemon attracts prey with aromatic honey that melts when in its mouth. Oh. Okay, hop it. To keep from being blown away by the wind, they gather in clusters. They do enjoy gentle breezes though. Its body is so light it must grip the ground firmly with its feet to keep from being blown away. Skiploon. The blue on top of its head opens and closes. The temperature fluctuates up and down. It bends its petals to absorb sunlight. It also floats in the air to get closer to the sun. One could catch the wind. It deftly controls its cotton puff spores to float even around the world. Drips on seasonal wind and spreads its cotton-like spores all over the world to make more offspring. Okay. Paris. Okay, right. Burrow to suck tree roots. The mushroom on its back grows by drawing nutrients from the bud host. It is dosed with mushroom spores when it is born. As its body grows, mushrooms spout from its back. As its body grows larger, oriental mushrooms named to start sprouting out of its back. Time to get to the most terrifying thing on planet Earth. I never want to see that stupid thing ever again. My opinion on Paraquat, I hate it. It doesn't look good at all. I hate Parasite, pair in which the parasite mushroom has taken over the host bug. Prefers damp places. It stays mostly in dark, damp places, preferring not of the bug Pokemon, but of the big mushroom on its back. The larger the mushroom on its back grows, the stronger the mushroom spores it scatters. Poliwag. Its nearly growing legs prevent it from running. It prefers swimming than trying to stand. The direction, because it is inept at walking on its nearly growing legs, it always swims around in water. The direction of its belly spirals differs by area. The equator is thought to have on this effect. Capable of living in or out of water. When out of water, it collects to keep its body slimy. The swirl on its belly softly undulating, staring at it may gradually cause drowsiness. The skin on most of its body moist. However, the skin is on its belly spirals feel smooth. Okay. Let's go do something. Or not Twitch, YouTube. Follow me on Twitch, Darkly113. Alright. Okay, for it. Polywrath. An adept swimmer had both the front claw and breaststroke, easily overtaking the best human swimmers. This strong and skilled swimmer is capable of crossing the ocean just by kicking. Although an energetic, skilled swimmer that uses all of its muscles, it lives on dry land. Okay. Polywag and Polygirl hear its echoing cry. They respond by gathering from far and wide. Whenever 3 or more elite get together, they sing in a loud voice that sounds like bellowing. Magikarp, Magikarp, Magikarp. In the distant past, it was so much stronger than the horribly weak descendants that exist today. An underpowered, pathetic Pokemon, it may jump high on rare occasions, but never more than 7 feet. For no reason, it jumps and splashing about, making it easy for predators like Pidgeotto to catch it mid-jump. Gyarados. This thing. Rarely seen in the wild, huge and vicious, it is capable of destroying cities in a rage. They say that during past wars, Gyarados would appear and leave blazing ruins in its wake. Once it appears, it goes on a rampage. It even enraged until it demolishes everything around it. Magikarp, going to a pathetic little fish into a freaking Gyarados that can destroy cities. Yay! Goldeen. Alright, its tail fin billows like an elegant ballroom dress, giving it the nickname of the Water Queen. Its dorsal, I was gonna say no. Pectoral and tail fins wave elegantly in water. That is why it is known as the water dancer. Water Queen or water dancer? I don't know. Strong when it is capable of swimming non-stop up fast streams and steady swim of 5 knots. Okay. Speaking. In autumn spawning season, they can be seen swimming powerfully up rivers and creeks. During spawning season, they can gather from all over, coloring the rivers and a brilliant red. Using the tongue and explorer's horse in riverbed, both is making nests to prevent eggs from washing away. Slowpoke. Incredibly slow and dopey, it takes 5 seconds for it to feel pain when under attack. It lazes vacationally near water. Something bite its tail. It won't even notice for a whole day. A sweet sap leaks from its tail tip. Although not nutritious, the tail is pleasant to chew on. The shoulder that is latched onto Slowpoke's tail is sent to feed on the host leftover scrap. If the tail biting shoulder is thrown off in a harsh battle, it reverts to being an ordinary Slowpoke. Naturally dull to being with it, lost its ability to feel pain due to shoulder sleeping poison. Okay. It has incredible intellect and intuition. Whatever the situation, it remains calm and collected. When its head was bitten, toxins entered Slowpoke's head and unlocked an extraordinary power. Every time it yawns, Zelda injects more poison into it. The poison makes it more intelligent. So why it's psychic type? So basically you just explained why it's psychic type. Olish, I'm tired. I'm really tired. During the day, it keeps its face buried in the ground. At night, it wanders around, carrying its seeds. It may be mistaken for a clump of leaves. If you try to yank it out of the ground, it shrieks horribly. I'm going to read that. Awakened by moonlight, it roams actively at night. In the day it stays quietly underground. If exposed to moonlight, it starts to move. It roams far and wide at night to scatter its seeds. Gloom. Fluid that oozes from its mouth isn't drool, it is nectar that is used to attract prey. Smells incredibly foul, however, around 1 out, what appears to be drool is actually sweet honey. It is very sticky and clings stubbornly if touched. It secretes a sticky drool like honey. Although sweet, it smells too repulsive to get very close. Fire bloom. The larger petals, more toxic pollen it contains. Its big head is very heavy and hard to hold up. It has the world's largest petals. With every step, the petals shake out a very heavy cloud of toxic pollen. The bud bursts into bloom with a bang. It then starts scattering allergenic poisonous pollen. Right. Drowsy. Balsam. Balsam gather at times and appear to dance. They say that the dance is a ritual to summon the sun, plentiful in the tropics. When it dances, its petals rub together and make a pleasant ringing sound. Drowsy. Puts enemies to sleep, then eats their dreams. Occasionally gets sick from eating bad dreams. Gold. If you think that you have had a good dream, but you can't remember it, drowsy probably eaten it. Remember, every dream it eats. It rarely eats the dreams of adults, because children are much tastier. Hypno. When it locks eyes with an enemy, it will use a mix of PSI such as hypnosis and confusion. When it is hungry, it puts humans it meets to sleep, then feasts on their dreams. Always holding a pendulum that it rocks a steady river. It couldn't drown if anyone knew about it. Abra. Unique ability to read minds. It will identify impending danger and teleport to safety. It senses impending attack and teleports away to safety before the actual attack can strike. If it decides to teleport randomly, it creates the illusion that it creates copies of itself. Kadabra. It emits special alpha waves from its body that induce headaches just by being close by. It poses strong spiritual power. More danger it faces, the stronger psychic power. It is its ability to emit special alpha waves. Alakazam, we'll have a mega version of you. You're much more broken. Its brain can outperform a supercomputer. Its telephone is said to be 5,000. Again incorrect, maximum 200. Pokemon that can memorize anything. Closing both its eyes enhances all its other senses. It is enables it to use its ability to other extremes. Its brain cell multiply continues until it dies, and as a result, it remembers anything. Duh. Capable of copying an enemy's genetic code to instantly transform itself to duplicate of the enemy. It can transform into anything when it sleeps. It changes into a stone to avoid being attacked. Transformation ability is perfect. However, if made to that, it can't maintain its disguise. Pineco. It makes its shell thicker by adding layers of tree bark. Additional weight doesn't bother it. It hangs and waits for flying insect prey to come near. It does not move above much on its own. Fortress. Its entire body is shielded by a steel hard shell that lurks on the armory of is a total mystery. It remains rooted to its tree. It scatters pieces of a shell to drive the enemies away. Nidoran female. Although small, its venomous barb renders this Pokemon dangerous. The female has smaller harm. The poison hidden in its body are extremely potent. Even a tiny scratch can have fatal results. Although not very combative, it will torment its foes with poison spikes if it is threatened in a way. Nidorine, I mean. The female horns develop slowly. Perhaps physical attacks such as clawing and biting. Prefer hunting. When feeding its young, it first chews. When feeding its young, it first chews and tenderizes the food, then spits it out for its offspring. It has a calm and caring nature. Cooking with its horn regularly, it prefers not to fight. Its hard scales provide strong protection. It uses its healthy body to execute powerful moves. Its body is covered with needle-like scales. It never shows signs of shrinking from any attack. It uses its scaly, rugged body to seal the entrance of its nest to protect its young from predators. Okay, right. Alright, go silent for a bit. Stephen gets eaten to sense danger. The larger its horn, the more powerful it secretes venom. It is small, but its horn is filled with poison. It contains. Its sergeant can stab with the horn to inject poison. It raises its big ears to check surroundings. It will strike first if it senses any danger. Nidorino. An aggressive Pokemon that is quick to attack. A horn on its head secretes powerful venom. It raises its big ears to check its surroundings. If it senses anything, it attacks immediately. Quick to anger, it stabs enemies with its horn to inject powerful poison. It becomes agitated. That's entry 100 in this. Video King. It uses its powerful tail in battle to smash, constrict, and then break the prey's bone. It swings its tail around during battle. If its foe flinches, it will charge and suddenly with its sturdy body. Its tail, thick and powerful, if it binds enemies, it can snap the victim's spine quite easily. Okay. Yama. If it flaps its wings really fast, it can generate shockwaves that will shatter windows in the area. Its large eyes can scan 360 degrees. It looks in all directions to seek out insects as its prey. Gherkin. It may drop out of the sky if attacked by a Fury. It will violently shake its leaves. It lives by drinking only dewdrops from under the leaves of plants. It's said to eat nothing else. and flora. It converts sunlight into energy into... God damn it. Converts sunlight into energy after sunlight. In daytime, it rushes about into hectic manner, but it becomes a complete stop when the sunlight sets. Flora. My memory wasn't working there. You know what? Just to save time, everybody. Because this video is kind of long, going to be very long. I'm going to be leading the deck entries from the generation from Johto. The shell is very durable, even if it is cracked, it can survive without spilling the context. You can telepathy. They can receive. They always for a cluster of 6 executes. Executor. Its 3 heads think independently, however they are friendly and never appear to squabble. If a head drops off, it emits telepathical to form an execute cluster. Weirdo. Although it always pretends to be a tree, its composition appears to be a rock and a plant. It disguises itself like a tree to avoid attack. It hates water that will disappear if it starts raining. Wobbuffet. It hates sunlight and shock. If attacked, it inflates its body to pump up its counter-strike. It keeps its pitch black tail hidden. It lives quietly in the darkness. It is never first to attack. Like you're in a Pokemon battle. Its eyes also function as radar units. It catches and eats small bugs that hide in darkness. Poison eagles from all over the body. It catches and eats small bugs at night that are attracted by light. Venomous. The powder on its wing is poisonous. If it is dark in color, if it is light, it's called paralyzation. When it attacks, it flaps its large wings violently to scatter its poisonous powder all around. It slashes through grass with a sharp scythe, moving too fast for the human eye to track. When it moves, it leaves only a blur. Its height and grant its protective color makes it invisible. A very cool and awesome Pokemon. Its wings, its eye pattern pinches up together. This makes it look like it has 3 heads. Its wings are not used for flying. They are flapped at high speed to adjust its body temperature. Pincer. With its horn, it digs burrows to sleep in at night. In the morning, damp soil clings to its body. Swinging its long antler wildly to attack. During cold periods, it hides in the deep forest. Okay. Heracross. This powerful Pokemon thrusts its pride torn under its enemy's belly, then throws them. Usually docile, but if disturbed while sipping honey, chasing aces off the intruder with its horn. With a Herculean power, it can easily throw around an object that is 100 times its own weight. Okay. Coughing. Because it stores several kinds of toxic gases in its body, its thin, slimy, filmy body is filled with gases that cause constant cough and teary eyes. The poisonous gases it contains are a little bit lighter than air, keeping it slightly airborne. Wheezing. There are 2 kinds of poisonous gases. If one of twin coughing inflate the other, one deflates it constantly mixes poisonous gases. Top grade perfume is made using continual poison gases by diluting them to the higher level. That's why I just feel bad for Blake. Grimer. As it moves, it loses bits of its body, from which new Grimer emerge. This worsens the stench around it. Wherever Grimer has passed, so many germs are left behind that no plant will ever grow again. Muck. They love to gather in smelly areas where sludge would accumulate, making the stench around them worse. Its body is made of for powerful poison. Touching it accidentally causes a fever that requires bed rest. Magnemite. Eating attracted electromagnetic waves. It may approach trainers if they are using their poker gear. The units at the side of its body generate anti-gravity energy to keep it aloft in the air. Magneton. Three magma linked by a strong magnetic force. Eruptions will occur if you get too close. The magnemite are united by a magnetism so powerful it dries all moisture in its victims. Voltorb. It is said to camouflage itself as a Pokeball. It rolls to move. If the ground is uneven, a sudden jolt from hitting bump can cause it to explode. If it was discovered when Pokemon were introduced. It is said that there are some connection. Electrode. It is dangerous if it has too much electricity and has nothing to do. It amuses itself by exploding. It stores overflowing amount of electricity inside its body. Even a small shock can make it explode. Apom. Its tail is so powerful that it can use it to grab a tree branch and hold itself up in the air. It lives atop tall trees. When leaping from branch to branch, it deftly uses its tail for balance. Right, Neville. Although it looks frightening, it is actually a kind of affectionate Pokemon. It's very popular among women. It has an active, playful nature. Many women like to frolic with it because too of its affectionate anyway. Granbull. It is actually timid and easily spooked. If attacked, it flails avoid to tend off its attacker. Because its fangs are too heavy, it always keeps its head tilted. However, its bite is powerful. Vulpix. Angered dog, its single white tail gains color and spikes look in the thick. It is quite warm and cuddly. If attacked by an enemy that is stronger than itself, it feigns injury to fool the enemy and escape. Okay. Still have so many to do. Oh God. Do I have to split this video into 2 parts now? Do I have to do that? Because I will. I've literally done nothing but read Pokemon deck entries the entire morning. So yeah, this is part 1, you guys. Bye.